Hi. So today we thought last night, what shall we talk about? And we wanted to talk about transitioning to eating a whole food plant-based diet. I know many of you who may not be eating totally whole food plant-based know there's real benefit there. And maybe you've had difficulty making the transition. The difficulty is in our thinking. It really isn't a real thing. Once we start on the journey, it gets more and more easy, more and more fun. But I wanted to make clear how to start and make it as easy as possible, so it becomes a natural unfoldment instead of any kind of efforting. The first thing you want to focus on is getting more dark leafy greens and vegetables into your present diet. And most people find that really easy once they just give it a little focus, because you can go to the grocery store and you can find frozen kale, frozen or fresh spinach, often frozen chard. And that begins the journey. All you have to do is open one of those packages, add it to a recipe that you love, or just steam it on its own and add one of our wonderful dressings from the website. Amazing Health Effortlessly. The Caesar dressing is great. There's so many that are really good. And they're made with nuts and seeds. So when you eat the greens, you absorb more nutrients because you're getting some fat content from the nut and seed dressing that you made.
Yeah, nuts and seeds as opposed to the free oils. And we've got other blogs on that, and there's information on the website. But avoiding the free oils, pouring the olive oil on the greens is very different for the body. The body responds very differently to oils that have been pressed out of the whole food, olive oil as opposed to eating olives,
avocado oil
as opposed to eating avocado.
Yeah.
So yeah, all of our dressings are made from the whole food as opposed to adding the oils, and the body's just does a lot better with it that way. And they, like Connie says, they are delicious.
Yeah, and then you will find, dropping the oil out of your diet, the free oils in a bottle, that you'll start to lose a few pounds without any effort of any kind. And that is a wonderful benefit.
And Dr. Joel Fuhrman basically says when we use the free oils, it goes from the lips to the hips.
Yeah, exactly. In 5 minutes flat. So the next thing is, look at what you're now eating and favoring. You want to add vegetables, especially the dark leafy greens. So what other kind of veggies? Well, potatoes are great. And sweet potatoes, yams, red potatoes, Yukon potatoes, anything that you enjoy. They're wonderful food because they're so satiating. They make you feel full. Not only do they taste great, they make you feel full. So that's a good thing to add.
Yeah, I'll just say something quick about the potatoes and the starches and the carbs. There is a lot of thinking out there about we should do low carbs because carbs cause this problem, that problem, and we also have information on the website and also blogs about that all carbs aren't created equally. There's the whole food complex carbohydrates that the body utilizes very well. Carbohydrates are kind of the gold standard really for energy. The body is able to extract the energy from carbohydrates much more easily than it is from fat or protein. So it's the gold standard. It's what the body can utilize most efficiently. But we get into this thinking that carbs are bad because most of the carbs that North Americans eat are processed. Yeah. It's in the form of donuts and cookies and cakes and breads and
Chips and
pastas and
crackers.
all of that. When we process those carbohydrates, they're very different. It's like thinking about trying to heat your house with a fireplace, and the difference between putting a log on the fireplace, that's the complex carbohydrate, which just kind of burns a nice, slow, steady burn, keeps the house warm, as opposed to trying to keep the house warm with kindling. And that's like our processed grains and breads and those kinds of things. It's just this quick fire going all the time. You're always having to tend to it. Or worse than that, sugar. If we go to the totally refined carbohydrates of sugar that we get in our sodas, or we add to coffee, or we have in our added Fruit Loops in the morning or whatever.
Oh, I hope not, but maybe.
Yeah. That's like trying to heat the house with Kleenex in the fireplace.
Yeah.
It's completely what they call empty calories, because there's no nutrients coming in with the energy of the calories. So there's a world of difference in the world of carbohydrates. And what we've found over the 35, 40 years we've been doing this is that those dense carbohydrates, the potatoes, the sweet potatoes, the yams, the winter squashes, they're a fabulous base for allowing the body to have that slow, steady burn of energy that we need. And it doesn't put weight on.
Yeah, so starchy veggies, especially potatoes, are a way to feel very full and add another vegetable to what you're doing now. Now, the main veggies, why I emphasize the dark leafy greens, they're the highest in nutrient. So they really make a difference in the way you feel and your energy level. And it allows the body to heal itself so much more effectively, because the body is a healing machine. That's the big part of what it does every day and night for us. And then the next highest nutrient is not the potatoes and starchy veggies, it's the green veggies. So zucchini, string beans, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, and they're such delicious foods. Peas out of the garden, or frozen peas, frozen corn, so good. And high in nutrient level. So get the dark leafy greens in, get the green veggies in, and get the potatoes in, and see what happens to the way you feel and the way you look. The big controversy today, and it's really not a controversy, what's been supported by so many studies, is that animal products in excess are a real detriment to our health. So cut those way back. Make the use of animal products to be a flavoring, just little bits, like the Chinese used to do in their Chinese cuisine. And add more veggies and see what happens to you. It's easy. You don't have to give anything up. You just include healthier foods. And then you naturally let go of all the processed foods and excess animal that you might be consuming. It just happens on its own.
Yeah, I like what you brought up, that the body is a healing machine, because really we are designed to restore health. And so the reason we called our business and our website Amazing Health Effortlessly is because all we have to do is give the body what it needs, because it does all the work to restore the health. And so we can get back to a state of balance and efficient functioning of the body, and get off meds if we want to get off our meds, if we are on meds, and really begin to thrive, really begin to experience the potential that this body has. But we have to give it what it needs.
Yeah, that is the key.
And we found it to be whole food, plant-based.
Whole food, plant-based. And if you want support in making the transition, we do it so well. Not only do we support you with the food, but we support you with whatever habits you may have gotten into that aren't really necessary for you to thrive in life. So connect with us in the comments below if you would like support. recipe?
Recipe.
Okay, so yesterday we made the most delicious dish, and it's a wild rice blend with nuts, garbanzo beans, and greens, and raisins to sweeten the pot. It's so good. So give it a try. It's a one dish meal, very satiating. The whole grains, as well as the potatoes and winter squashes, give us that feeling of fullness. So the wild rice blend is a great way to get that as well. It's really tasty.
Yes, it's a whole meal in one dish. So you just cook up that pot and that's all you need to do.
Yeah,
It's
and
very simple.
I cook enough so we have at least 2 days. So today I don't have to fix it again.
Yeah,
'Cause
right.
We have leftovers, which
Yeah.
we look forward to
Yeah.
because they're so yummy.
Delicious. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again next week.